All right, buckle up. We're diving deep into the world of Venmo and taxes for 2025. This is crucial information for anyone who uses Venmo, especially if you're a freelancer, run a side hustle, or sell items online. Have you ever wondered if those Venmo payments you're sending and receiving could land you in hot water with the IRS? You might be thinking, it's just Venmo, isn't it for splitting dinner bills or sending birthday money? And for a long time, for many people, that was largely true. The rules were pretty lenient, and unless you were moving some serious money for business, you probably didn't give taxes a second thought when you hit send on that peer-to-peer payment. But here's the thing, the world of digital payments, especially through platforms like Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App, has exploded. It's not just about splitting checks anymore. It's become a vital tool for freelancers, small business owners, gig workers, and even casual online sellers. And as the digital economy grows, so does the IRS's interest in ensuring everyone is accurately reporting their income. For years, there was a significant threshold that meant most casual users didn't have to worry about receiving a tax form for their Venmo transactions. We're talking about a $20,000 threshold and 200 transactions. If you didn't hit both of those benchmarks, Venmo wasn't required to send you a Form 1099-K. This form, by the way, is a report of payments you received for goods or services through third-party payment networks. It's essentially the IRS saying, hey, we see this money moving, and we want to know if it's taxable income. Now, enter the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. This was a game changer. It initially aimed to drastically lower that reporting threshold to just $600, with no minimum transaction count. Imagine the chaos. Millions of people who had never received a 1099-K before would suddenly be getting one. This would have included almost anyone with even a small side hustle or those frequently selling items online. The IRS, to its credit, recognized that such a sudden and steep change would create significant issues for taxpayers and payment platforms alike. So, they delayed it. We then saw a phased approach. For the 2024 tax year, which you'll be filing in 2025, the IRS set an interim threshold of $5,000. This was a step down from the old $20,000 but still much higher than the intended $600. It was designed to give both taxpayers and payment platforms more time to adjust to the impending changes. And this brings us to the crucial part, Venmo tax changes for 2025. You might have heard whispers, maybe even some confusion, about what the definitive rules are for 2025. This is where things have gotten particularly interesting and, dare I say, a little bit like a roller coaster. Initially, the IRS had indicated that for the 2025 tax year, the reporting threshold for Form 1099-K would drop to $2,500. Then, the plan was for it to finally hit the $600 mark in 2026. This phased rollout was meant to ease everyone into the new reality of tighter reporting. However, recent legislative developments have, once again, shifted the goalposts. On July 4, 2025, a new law, unofficially dubbed the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, was signed. This act contains significant provisions that directly impact Form 1099-K reporting, and therefore, how Venmo users will be affected. Here's the bombshell. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act effectively reinstates the original Form 1099-K reporting threshold of $20,000 and 200 transactions, retroactive to 2022. Yes, you heard that right. All the discussions about $600, $2,500, or even $5,000 have been superseded by this new law, at least for the immediate future. This means that for the 2025 tax year and beyond, Venmo will only be required to issue a Form 1099-K to you if you receive over $20,000 and have more than 200 transactions for goods or services. This is a massive development, especially for small businesses, freelancers, and gig workers who were bracing for a much lower threshold. It significantly reduces the burden of compliance for many, as far fewer people will now be receiving a 1099-K from Venmo. But here's the absolutely critical takeaway that often gets misunderstood. Just because you don't receive a Form 1099-K does not mean that income isn't taxable. The IRS requires you to report all taxable income, regardless of whether you receive a 1099-K or any other tax form. If you earn money through Venmo by selling goods or providing services, that money is generally considered taxable income, even if it's just $100. The 1099-K is simply a tool the IRS uses to track payments from third-party networks, but your obligation to report income exists independently of that form. So, who does this apply to? If you're a freelancer getting paid for design work, a small business owner selling handmade crafts, a gig worker driving for a ride-sharing app, or someone regularly selling items online for a profit, any money you receive for these goods or services through Venmo is taxable income. What about personal payments? This is where Venmo really shines for many, and thankfully, the rules here are much simpler. Personal payments are generally not taxable. This includes things like splitting bills. If you went out to dinner with friends and someone Venmo'd you their share, that's not income. Reimbursements. If you bought concert tickets for a group and your friends paid you back, that's a reimbursement, not income. Gifts, birthday money, holiday gifts, or other personal gifts from friends or family are not considered taxable income. Rent payments. If you receive rent from a roommate, this is typically not considered taxable income for you, unless you are operating as a landlord and have a rental business. Even then, it's generally about covering expenses, not profit for a roommate. The key distinction lies in the purpose of the payment. Is it for goods or services, or is it a personal transfer? Venmo tries to help with this by allowing users to tag payments as either goods and services or friends and family. When you send or receive a payment, always be mindful of this tag. If you're receiving a business payment, ensure the sender uses the goods and services tag. This is crucial because Venmo is more likely to track and report payments tagged this way. If personal payments are mistakenly tagged as goods and services, it could potentially lead to an incorrect 1099-K being issued. What if you receive an incorrect 1099-K? It can happen. If Venmo issues you a 1099-K that includes personal transactions or inaccurate amounts, don't panic. First, review your own records meticulously to identify the discrepancies. Then, contact Venmo's support directly to explain the error and request a corrected Form 1099-K. It's vital to be proactive about this. If you can't get a corrected form from Venmo, you'll need to address it on your tax return. You can report the full amount from the 1099-K on Schedule C if you're a sole proprietor or freelancer, and then deduct the non-business transactions as personal payments erroneously reported on 1099-K or similar. Always keep detailed records of your attempts to resolve it and any communications with Venmo. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.